Live here to start the second quarter at Philo. Homecoming night. Hank Huff and Doug Clifford once again on a Friday night. Beautiful fall Friday night again. We've been treated to great weather each and every Friday night. And right now, we were trying to treat you to a great game matchup-wise. Sheridan 6-0, Philo 5-1. Looks awesome on paper. Right now, it's all Sheridan through a quarter, up 7-0, trying to get a second score.
I feel like all we've seen is Sheridan's offense.
Generals come out with Caden Sheridan out of the gun. Hands off Munyon. First play of the quarter, and he nearly gets the touchdown. He's tripped up to the 1 yard line. It'll set up a first and goal for his Generals and gives them 4 cracks to get a yard.
I mean, how many offensive plays have the Electrics had? Have they had? I think they got a first down.
Maybe a handful, 6.
Yeah, maybe 6 or 7
yeah,
plays.
Not been many. It's been Sheridan dominating from the outset. That first quarter, Justin Munyon had a 2-yard touchdown run for the first and only score of the game right now. That was at the 8:56 mark of our opening frame when Sheridan went 55 yards down the field for a touchdown after an interception was thrown on Philo's first offensive play. And here we go. This drive started at their own 20, Doug, so they've gone 79 yards, looking to cap it off for yard 80 and go up 2 scores.
Yeah, I was going to say their first touchdown was a result of a turnover and great field position, but field position hasn't meant a whole lot for the Generals tonight. It doesn't matter where they start, they always finish the same spot.
Direct snap, and lunging in is the quarterback, Caden Sheridan, and he's short. He did not break the plane, they say, so it'll be second and goal. So they call his number for the carry rather than Munyon, who's been doing a lot of the heavy lifting here early in this game. Philo player injured on the ground as well. Here with 11:31 left to go in our first half. And Doug, while we have a moment with the injury, we've got to throw in our readers. You've been waiting for them. Foxfire Schools, free public alternative education, serving students grades K through 12. As I continue to try to memorize these, Kokonis Furniture, Mattress First, always making it easier for you to furnish your home. Got to let you know, CA Music House, play music for life. Join us for halftime of the CA Music House halftime show. So stay tuned for that. You'll see both these respective bands at the half play. And the instant replay is brought to you by the Ohio Educational Credit Union, South 60 Films, the new home for MVL football, streaming games live each and every Friday night, and hopefully in the postseason as well when we get there in late October and early November. But Doug, long way till then, long way to this one ends right now. Sheridan 7-0, looking for a second score with an injured Electric player on the field.
Well, if you're, I'm sure the Philo game plan coming in was to control the line of scrimmage, maintain ball possession, keep Sheridan's offense off the field, and play mistake-free football. Well, it's been everything but that. They've had a turnover on their first play from scrimmage, and Sheridan's offense has been on the field the entire first half so far.
I continue to attend to the Electric player. Have a chance to also let you know next week's game will be down in McConnellsville at Morgan's new field. We had a chance to go there early on to see these Philo Electrics invade town there. And it was a 34-13 Electric thumping. It was a closer game for a half, and then the second half, the Electrics pulled away in that one. West Muskingum will come in, a 5-1 team we've seen like nearly a handful of times already this year. Almost every finger is counted for, and they looked the part to the West Muskingum yet again this year. That'll be a tough one for Morgan next Friday night.
Oh, it's going to be real tough because if you play your best game, it means you have to contain Cisse, not to mention that other kid in the backfield, Winland. Not to mention their quarterback.
Not to mention
one of the best defenses in the conference.
Yeah.
And you can, if you set your defense to stop one player, you can do that. But eventually, there's going to be a crease. Somebody's going to slip. Somebody's going to be tired, and that game breaker, he's going to break it open. And so that's what Morgan has to stop.
Cisse has a total of 19 touchdowns at the midway point of the season. Technically 6 games in. He didn't score in one game. The West Muskingum shutout lost to Garaway back in week 2. Back from the injury timeout, Generals line things up. Need a half yard to get another score, though. Hand off Munyon left side of the line, and he'll easily bang in for the touchdown. His second score of the night. Munyon really loves playing the Philo Electrics, as it's now 13-0 Sheridan. He's got both their touchdowns.
He's pumped. He's a good running back. He just went off tackle left that time. Had a convoy in front of him. He went in untouched, standing up.
And so Sheridan has added to their lead early in this second quarter, opening minute of the second quarter with 11:17 left to go until the break. Wait for another McKinney extra point. And the snap and the hold. Fox is the holder. As it's down, the kick is airborne, plenty of distance, and it's also through. 14-0 Sheridan, looking strong here at Sam Hatfield Stadium, to the delight of Paul Culver III and to the disgust of Dirk Lincecum here at the outset of this one, just a quarter-plus in.
Well, I think it's really imperative this drive for Philo to sustain an offensive drive and get points. I mean, they're down 2 touchdowns. They're not going to ever come back and beat these guys in an aerial battle. So they have to get within a score here, at least by halftime, I think, to have a chance in this ball game. Right now, they have to move the ball. They're not moving the ball at all. Sheridan gets it, and they just march down the field. So Philo has to come back. They have to respond here, because if they don't, and Sheridan puts a 3rd touchdown up here in the first half.
Could be all she wrote.
Yes.
Yeah. 2 for 2. Generals have gotten the football and taken it down twice for scores. 55-yard drive in the first quarter, 80-yard drive right there, capped off by Justin Munyon again. 2nd touchdown of the night from a yard out. And that's where we stand with the Generals trying to stay undefeated, out strong.
The Generals have a penalty on offense, but they haven't put the ball on the ground. They haven't thrown the ball to the wrong guy. They're not jumping off sides. I mean, they're playing Week 7 football, Sheridan style. They don't make very many mistakes. You know, going into a game with Sheridan, they're not going to give you much. You have to take whatever you can get for these guys.
And it's never a good thing when you have many turnovers as you do first downs. That's Philo right now. Here's the ensuing kickoff and the run back out past the 20 to about the 21-yard line. And that's where Philo will set up their 3rd offensive series here in the half.
Nice coverage that time by Gavin Emmert for Sheridan. Make tackle about the 21-yard line. That is definitely a victory for the kickoff team. Anytime you keep the team around the 20-yard line, you've done a great job.
And so the Electrics will huddle up. Very important series here as this game matriculates forward, down 2 touchdowns now, and the offense yet to get on track, and the defense hasn't been able to stop Sheridan.
You know, I don't think Philo needs to, pull out all the stops and start throwing the ball over the place, but they do need to sustain their running attack.
4 receivers, hand off to Bailey, and Bailey's going to get nothing on this one. He met a trio of Generals with a wall right there.
Well, that wall was led by Creed Hill, 6'3", 200-pound sophomore. Nice play by their defense.
I mentioned last week, we've seen Philo a few times. You and I at least once against Morgan early in the year, and Ted and I when he filled in for you a couple weeks ago. Philo was not on track that night. They got shut out by West Muskingum. But Bailey's quite a talent in the backfield for this team. He's yet to get it going. He'll slip out of the backfield. He's going to get this. There's 3 to the right. Quick pass across the.
When it's 4th down, they gained about a foot. And now they're going to get the ball back probably around midfield, especially if this guy for Sheridan catches the ball down here.
And so the 2nd punt of the night now looms for the Electrics, assuming the snap and the blocking go well.
A.J. Winters is deep. He's a lone setback back there.
Bringing the heat.
Wow.
And it looked like it could have been blocked, and I think Munyon might have held up, not trying to rough the punter. He could have had his hands on that football and got a block. Instead, Sheridan will let this one down at the other end by the Electrics at about the 39-yard line.
I think you're exactly right, Hank. I think if Munyon was, stuck out his pinky, I think he'd have blocked that thing.
And so not getting the block in great field position. Regardless, Sheridan's going to take over with still pretty decent field position, although, 38-yard line to market, their own 38, their 2nd best of the night. They've had it at the 45 as their best field position. All 3 possessions been on their side of the field, but they've cashed in. It hasn't mattered.
No, it hasn't. I'm anxious to see what Coach Culver comes up with here. Is he going to go for a quick strike here, or just run that thing up the middle on 1st down? Munyon's not even in the game.
4 receivers, 2 each direction again for Sheridan. He's going to look to pass, and we have flags coming out, stopping this play immediately from the get-go. Movement up front, false start. Mentioned Caden Sheridan. He got some action last year quite a bit as they've tried to groom him along as Coach Paul Culver III, and now he's got the full-time duty this year after splitting quarterback reps last year. He's 50 for 82, 870 yards, and listen to the TD to interception ratio, 13 TDs, 1 interception coming into tonight's game.
Wow.
He's been very efficient.
That's great. Well, I think Coach Culver there was going to go for the dagger to the throat on that call. That was definitely looked like one of the receivers down here was running a wheel route. I think that was going to be a throw down the football field to try to put this thing on ice right away. See what he comes back with.
1st and 15. Rough in motion. Left to right. Fake pass behind the line of scrimmage. It appears might have been a live ball. And it goes out of bounds. Backwards pass. They're going to mark it at the 29.
Yes, they are. Well, that time, I've been harping all night that they haven't had pressure on a quarterback. Well, that time they did, and there's the result. No quarterback has a good passing percentage when his shoulder blades are on the turf. So that time, Philo put the rush on, and one of the best results on a play tonight for them, especially in the passing game.
So you get a penalty, and now you lose 4 yards on a backwards pass. So this is what the Electrics need right now. They got to get the stops. It's not what Sheridan wants. They want to try to put this game away early. Whistles prior to the snap, and it's because it's a timeout called by Sheridan. I believe that's her second timeout already called in the half. Not liking the alignment, and so burning it.
Coach Culver he saw something he didn't like, and you have a 2-touchdown lead, so you can burn a timeout. It's not, your timeouts aren't real critical at this point in the game. But what is critical, you don't want to give Philo a chance to make a big play on defense and cut the lead in half. So call a timeout, use it. You still have one in your pocket, and whether they get a first down here or not, at least you have averted something that may have gone wrong for your offense.
It'll be 2nd down 19 with just over 10 minutes left to go in our first half, where the teams come back out on the field after the timeout. Again, you are watching the MVL Game of the Week here. Glad to be a part of your Friday night, presented by the Community Bank. Perfect time to join the Go Local movement by banking locally with the Community Bank. Thanks Harley Davidson, live to ride, ride to live. Fix quality cars and RVs quick as a wink. Deal with Fink, and Fink's easy leasing and rental. Don't forget, CA Music House coming up at halftime. Play music for life. Join us for the CA Music House halftime show for these two respective schools in this homecoming night for Philo. Looking to get things on track on the defensive side of the ball. See what Sheridan calls after the timeout. We're left with 1 in the half. Sheridan out of shotgun. 4 receivers. 3 to the right side, 1 back behind him, and looking to pass immediately. And he's got plenty of time. Deep chuck downfield for Ruff at the Philo 28, and just missed him by a couple yards.
Well, that time Philo rushed 4 guys, and I saw one of their rushers go to the ground right away, and I thought we were going to see the yellow flag fly, but apparently it was a clean block.
Doug, you talked about that you had a word with Coach Culver III, and he was worried about the Philo size and stuff, but right now Sheridan has dominated at the line of scrimmage, the point of attack. It appears there's been a lot of protection for Sheridan, Caden Sheridan, that is, to throw the football, and obviously there's been some running lanes to get them this 2-score lead. Well,
defensive teams that are great against the run are seldomly great pass rushers.
On the run, Sheridan, 3rd down, and it's incomplete. Receiver should have had that one, but it would have been well short again of a first down for the Sheridan General offense, and they're going to be forced to punt for the first time here tonight. 3 plays and out.
I was going to say that Sheridan's punter might not get a letter this year. But I tell you, there's a play on the sideline there, number 34 for Philo. Braden Bleakney was in coverage, and he had a chance to absolutely knock that receiver in the next week. But he saw it was incomplete, and he held up. He did not draw a penalty. That was a nice play on his part.
Ryan Kuhn, the tight end, was the intended target. Couldn't haul that in on 3rd and long. Here's the punt. Philo will let it go from the 38. It'll skip down near the 30, and then going to be soccer booted and at about the 32-yard line. So get your kicks in while you can.
Okay, I'm going to have to A.J. Winders. I don't know what that was, but it looked like something I saw on ESPN, a guy kicking the ball into a net.
Winders has been quite the receiver for this Sheridan offense with 24 catches, 455 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Tried to show you a little bit of the El Football skills, not the El Football Americano being played down on the field here right now. Talking soccer to football in Spanish. Hey, you like that?
There you go. I'm really impressed with that. Man.
Enough on it to